Good evening, welcome to Bizworld. The government will be reviving the Malaysia Incorporated policy to enhance the close cooperation between the government and the private sector. Prime Minister Tun Dr. Mahathir Mohamad said the Malaysian government is committed towards providing a stable business environment for investors.
We are committed to provide a stable business environment for investors. We will be business friendly. In fact, we will revive our Malaysia Incorporated policy, which means close cooperation between the government and the private sector.
He was met at a dialogue organised by the Malaysian-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Tun Dr. Mahathir added the government had focused on creating a stable economy, implementing good fiscal discipline as well as good governance since it took over the administration. He pointed out that the country's economy has been forecasted to grow by 4.8% this year, despite the ongoing challenges. With good fiscal discipline, the budget deficit is also expected to be at 3.2% this year. Meanwhile, the Prime Minister said Malaysia will not build nuclear power plants until there is a safe way to dispose of the radioactive waste generated. He pointed out that Malaysia did not have adequate knowledge in that field.
If you have a nuclear power plant, you will accumulate nuclear waste, which is radioactive. Until now, they do not know how to reverse the process. That is why we cannot use nuclear material, because it stays on for 1 million years. We don't want this country to be full of waste thrown all over the place and affecting people.
He said this when asked about Malaysia's vision on renewable energy sources. Stressing the need for non-polluting renewable energy sources, he said Malaysia was working on reducing the usage of traditional energy sources such as oil, gas and coal to lessen the amount of pollution in the air.
With the Malaysia-French Chamber of Commerce and Industry.
On another matter, the Prime Minister is expected to launch the revised National Automotive Policy, or now known as NAP 2020, this February 21st. According to the International Trade and Industry Minister of MITI, Datuk Darrell Liking, the delay in announcing the revised policy has not dented the automotive sector.
Some people have said that it's way too late, way delayed, but really it's not the case. The automotive industry continues, and it is a good thing that we also face the recent uncertainty on the excise duty, and which the Prime Minister, along with the Ministry of Finance, our ministry, more so led by our Secretary General and our Deputy Secretary General, have managed to resolve the gazette that was made. We noticed that as well.
He spoke to the media at a press conference after a gathering between the ministry and its agencies earlier today. The new excise duty gazetted on December 31st last year had the potential to increase prices of completely knocked down CKD vehicles this year. The government, however, had decided to give 100% duty exemption until December 31st, 2020. In reality, Datuk Liking said the implementation will be gradual. However, it will not be implemented without consulting industry players. In the meantime, MITI will meet associations representing key industries such as manufacturing and services tomorrow to obtain input on the impact of the 2019 novel coronavirus on their businesses.
For two purposes, one of which is to gauge what is the impact of the coronavirus outbreak on their businesses. That's number one. And number two is for them to provide us with their feedbacks, with their views and suggestions as to what are those measures, perhaps in the short term to the medium term, of which the government can introduce to help them to mitigate the impact. So once we have all this, then we will escalate this or to forward this to both the Ministry of Finance and Ministry of Economic Affairs for them to introduce in the stimulus packages.
MITI, the Finance Ministry and Economic Affairs Ministry are also looking at relevant measures in the wake of the coronavirus outbreak. Among others is to reduce costs of doing business and steps to mitigate the dilemma of the industries in getting components or imports, specifically from China. Finance Minister Lim Guan Eng in an earlier statement said his ministry would study the impact of the virus on the country before determining the size of the economic stimulus package for the affected sectors. That's all the time we have for Bizworld. I'm Arif Subhan. Thank you for investing your time with us.